Hey, Pico here with Jeremy, the GM of North America, and we're talking about World of Warplanes.
We are.
So, what do we have new? I've been playing the beta a little bit, but you said there's been some changes since Gamescom, and then onto PAX.
Yep. So we're here talking about quite a few exciting changes. One of the big ones is we've added what's called the module and preset system. So what that does is it's really built for the new players or for the players who really just want to see some changes to their plane, maybe upgrade it a little bit, but they don't want to spend a lot of the time to kind of dig deep into the nuts and bolts or the theory crafting and the min-maxing. So we're putting in this module and preset system that allows people to say, oh, you know what, I want a little bit better engine, different guns, and maybe a change to the cosmetics or the cockpit and things like that, and they just click that preset and they're ready to go. So they don't have to go through and find the modules that they want and the engine, the gun, and things like that. There's a series of presets that you can just click and unlock and go. So that's a really big piece for us. We're also here talking about the Japanese planes. So Japanese planes are gonna be in for launch, and really excited about that. So instead of the three nations that we originally had lined up, which was the U.S., Germany, Russia, we're adding the Japanese planes. And one of the cool components of the Japanese planes is that, like tanks, we have different types of planes that will be in the game. So there's light fighters, heavy fighters, and ground assault. And then there's something a bit different for planes in that nations will have their own specialty class. And the Japanese specialty class is the carrier-based planes. So a little bit lighter, more nimble, great dogfighting planes, and we're really looking forward to seeing it in the game. So
A minute ago we were just talking about 8.0 and World of Tanks,
Yep.
and are those physics changes coming to World of Warplanes as well?
Well, interesting question, but as you can see, that kind of physics change wouldn't have as much application in planes. You crash into somebody in midair, you're gonna die. You're plummeting. So there isn't that kind of component of the physics. But what you do see in planes that is very similar is that when your plane takes damage, like if you get holes punched in the wings or in the tail, or the engine gets shot up, that does change the dynamics of the plane. So if your plane wing does get shot up, it changes the lift or your ability to turn, maybe your ability to do certain maneuvers. So that kind of real physics is there, and it's a pretty cool component. Another place where you'll see physics in World of Warplanes is that based on how you spec your plane, the armaments, so the types of machine guns, or whether or not you go with bombs, the bombs are pretty heavy. So when you have the bomb on the plane is going to fly a lot different because it's weighing it down. You won't be as nimble, you won't be able to turn or to accelerate or climb or dive as you would without it. But once you drop it, now it frees up a ton of weight on the plane, and you're going to feel that.
So how do the clouds and sun dynamics come in?
Okay, so there's a new cloud system that just went into the game, and the cloud and the sun also play a very key component in how you fly, how you devise some of your tactics. So if you're getting chased or you want to strategize an ambush, you can go up into the clouds, and the target will lose you. Or if you're strategizing an ambush, they won't be able to see that you're up there. So really cool dynamics. The way the sun plays into it is that, let's say you're getting chased and you want to try to get that guy off your tail, you can go and fly up towards the sun, and it's going to provide the glare and maybe give you an opportunity to kind of slip away while he's distracted by the sun. So really interesting components coming in there.
Yeah, I noticed you guys are using the environment just a little bit more between the physics and that.
We are. So one of the things that the designers and developers have done is they've actually lowered the fighting ceiling so that it does make the battle closer to the ground, so that the ground and the buildings and the trees and the canyons and the bridges and things like that they also become strategic components. So if you want to try to lose somebody in a canyon or get them to crash into a bridge or into, let's say a natural land bridge, you can do that.
What about customization?
So the customization component of World of Warplanes is actually something we're really excited about. Tanks at the moment is a little limited, partly because you don't want to take away from the camo component of the tank too much, even though you do see some some of that happening in history. Most of it is camo because the camo was relevant to the tank. With planes, we have a lot more freedom to do nose art, tail art, kill symbols, numbers, fingers crossed, maybe even some pinup girls, stuff like that. That's really more authentic to World of Warplanes.
That sounds awesome. But more information, wargaming.net, and a pleasure as always. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pico.